All right, we got a big storm heading our way. So we're going to do this in three parts. Okay, so first thing you got to know is this storm is geographically very widespread. So it's not going to be like an intense 12-hour storm. It's going to be like a prolonged, over a couple days kind of thing storm here. So let's do it in three stages. One, first part of the storm. This is an IR, infrared, satellite image here. So infrared just, you can think of it as like temperature here, sort of like the dark parts are the colder cloud tops, which mean they're higher in the atmosphere, which mean they're thicker. But anyway, the first part of this storm you can clearly see is more intense than the second part. And the first part of this storm is going to engage with us noon plus or minus an hour on Saturday. I think like late morning, like I think by 10, 11 a.m. on Saturday, we could start to experience this storm. There's a lot of moisture trapped up in the beginning of this storm, and it's going to be cold. So when this storm engages us on Saturday, it's going to start snowing, and it's going to snow from when it starts hitting us all through Saturday afternoon, all through Saturday night, and into the early morning hours of Sunday. Because there's so much moisture in it, and because there's that long kind of time, I think it's reasonable to think that we might get like 8 to 12 inches of snow out of that. I would lean more towards the 8 side on that. Okay, part two, Sunday. On Sunday, we're going to catch the back half of this storm here. And on Sunday, we're going to see temperatures rise. They're not going to get super warm, but they're going to rise to that kind of temperature where we could start to get a little bit of a wintry mix or something. And it's difficult to put a couple inches of wintry mix. So whatever we get on Saturday, the thing is, whatever we get on Saturday is going to be compressed by a couple inches of wintry mix kind of on Sunday. So this is going to be one of those storms where, like, whatever the number is, when it's all said and done, it's going to seem like we get less by the time, because it's going to get compressed by Sunday's wintry mix. And then part three, Sunday night. Sunday night, you can even see it here. This storm is going to drag in really, really, really cold air from up here in Canada. And so we're going to get a very cold freeze up here coming into Monday, and then persisting through a couple days here into next week here. Okay, so that's the short summary. The second part of this will be a little bit longer because it's such a big storm. I'll kind of go through the maps and explain my thinking through it. All right, so here we go. Let's go to Saturday. To start out, temperatures are going to be huge. Saturday, we're going to be right around freezing, so we're going to get some of that snow kind of situation. By Saturday night, same temperature. I mean, we're not going to see a big temperature swing between Saturday day, Saturday night. This is the one by Sunday. By Sunday, we're going to start to get to temperatures that are like kind of in that ballpark of like, is it freezing? Is it not? I mean, we're right there, 32, 33. So I think we're going to start to get some heavier snow or some wintry mix kind of here on Sunday. Maybe even a little bit of rain. I don't love the rain part. I mean, I don't want the rain part, but maybe. And then look at this, man. By Sunday night, whoo, and then by Monday, like look at Monday night, whoo, everything's gonna freeze up. But no matter what, because it's gonna warm up so much on Sunday, we're gonna see a compression of all of this snow that we get. So it's gonna seem like less. All right, let's do snowfall totals here. This is where I didn't say it in the initial forecast, but this is where like I think this might be a little bit over forecasted, and I actually think the storm's tracking north a little bit. So if we look at snow amount here, Saturday, we're looking at like, so the way this kind of works is like this is like kind of Saturday early afternoon here. By Saturday early afternoon, we're just getting a couple inches in New York. By Saturday night, it looks like maybe a couple more inches, although banded here in different ways. So we in like southern Adirondacks, we might by Saturday night we might be looking. Don't let the numbers fool you. Look at the colors. We might be looking at like 6-ish inches by Saturday night total. As we get into Sunday now, as we get into Sunday, this is where come on back here. This is where like we're gonna have really heavy snow, but it really looks like it's tracking north of us. I still think, I mean, we're still in like the 3-ish inch range here. And then as we kind of get into Sunday night, we're going to continue. So, I mean, this thing's going to go all Saturday through Sunday. I mean, when you add up the snow totals, yeah, you're getting into like the 10 to 12 or even more kind of snow range. But I do really think we're going to start with some lighter snow and then some heavier snow that's going to kind of fluff on top of it. And then, I mean, it's just like by the time we get to Monday, this Arctic air mass is headed our way. So no matter what, the cool thing with this is no matter what, for skiers and snowboarders and stuff, we're going to look at this initial storm with a bunch of snow. I mean, probably a total of a foot is going to be reasonable. It's probably going to compress a little bit, but then it's going to stay cold. So the groomers are going to be great. The snowmobile trail is probably going to be great. It's going to be a good ski week for us. But I just think that this storm might be a tiny bit over forecasted. Definitely starting with fluffy, kind of squashing down with some heavier, and then man, this just huge freeze up right after. Well, it's going to set up a nice February break for the skiers, snowboarders in the group. See you guys at Gore.